Hello there, friends, and welcome back to another episode. I flubbed the intro. What an idiot. Let's try again, shall we? I've only ever done it 200 odd times. Hello there, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Football Manager Therapy. I'm your host, Rich Owens. Joining me this week, it's D-Boy Plays.
Hello.
I would say just hello. It's just the two of us, but there's no such thing as just the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
No. Just the two of us. And to answer the question that we were midway through answering before we realised we hadn't done an intro.
Yeah.
In terms of footballers who could almost use their surname as a verb.
Yeah.
The benchmark is Frimpong, isn't it? As in stay dench or.
Yeah.
Do you think
True.
there were other footballers that thought that was a really, really good idea, and then they heard that and they went, we better not?
Yeah.
Now I've heard it.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit
Yeah.
stupid.
It does sound a bit daft. But I think there's a ring to, you've been brunted.
Yeah, you've been brunted.
I think that works.
That works. If only you got there first.
Owned. Kind of sounds a bit like owned. But then I don't think he's cool enough to have said something like that.
No. But then again, he's got the bravery, though, hasn't he? There's the bravery of Michael.
So brave.
So bloody brave.
Wow.
So bloody brave. I was sat on the sofa last night with my wife and we were watching Stranger Things, and I noticed that my son had left an apple core on the table.
Did you?
No,
Did you sink it?
because I'm terrified of my wife. But
Yeah.
it ruined. After I clocked it, the next half an hour of the final episode of Stranger Things, I was like so distracted. Like, I reckon I could, but
Every time.
I don't want to get an appley wall.
Look, it's the price you got to pay for infamy.
That's
With an
true.
Napoli wall.
Yeah, I also feel that at that point in his life, Michael Owen had the possibility of going on to play for England, as he had that ace in the hole, to fall back
true.
on.
Yeah.
Had he just smashed that apple core into the wall and it stained that wallpaper, and Michael Owen's man was like, "Michael, you've got me wallpaper all happily. Oh, you scallywag."
Don't worry about it, Mum. I've got to call up to the England under-18s club and Liverpool because I'm Michael Owen. I'm great.
Exactly. He had that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
I mean, you could say it.
I could say it, but there's no weight to it, man. There's no.
Yeah.
I can't fall back on that. She'd absolutely call me out on that instantly. I was like, "No, Richard, you're not going to get called up for the England national team. You're 40 years old." Incidentally, completely unrelated, D, the same age Donald Glover was when he played Murtaugh in Lethal Weapon 1. Where's that come from?
The thing I'm loving about this, we've started a pod. There is zero context to our conversation that we've started.
Yeah.
And that context will only slow us down, to quote you, Rich.
Even less. This is the thing, isn't it? There's so much has happened in the last hour and 20 minutes. So much has happened. And some of you will never know about it. But maybe if you're on Patreon, maybe some little clips might pop up on there. Who knows? They might not.
What a treat.
What a treat for everybody involved, eh? Goodness. Are you well, mate? Are you good? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thanks, man. It's been we're getting there. I've had a lovely day. Obviously, we record on a Sunday to break the immersion. I've had a lovely day of. I did a stream earlier, and prior to that, I was working, but it was a good day because we were like the music school that I work at. We were just like rehearsing songs all day, so it was just playing music all day. It was great. It was just like a jam session for like 3 hours. It's amazing. How about yourself? What have you been up to? How's your week been? And how are you?
It's been good. It's been good. I've been busy working. I've had a lovely weekend. It's the youngest member of the, if you tune into the streams, it's the youngest member of the board of directors' birthday tomorrow. So we've been getting ready for that. We now own a tortoise. Make of that what you will.
I love how, you've got a tortoise now.
We've just got a tortoise, and we're we're burdened with it for the next 80 odd years as well, because they don't die. They're not.
I hate to break it to you, mate. You're going to have to pass that down to the kiddos.
Oh, it's theirs.
They live forever.
This is me washing my hands of the tortoise. Looks quite nice, actually. Quite like. He seems like a good lad.
But you haven't named the tortoise yet.
Not yet. Not yet. The naming process is still in debate. Initially, it was going to be Chicken Nugget.
Okay.
And now we've gone back on Chicken Nugget. So
sure,
anything could happen.
Well, if it helps, a good friend of mine, her nan has 2 tortoises, turtles, whatever, same thing in it.
Fundamentally,
she's got a shell in it.
Yeah,
whatever. It's basically an ashtray with legs, whatever. And she has 2 of them. One was named Mister, and the other one was named Mrs.
Okay.
Fun, cute little, pair of tails, Mr. and Mrs. Lovely.
Sure.
Until after about, now I want to say she'd owned them for at least a decade. When she noticed that Mrs. was actually a Mister. So she'd got Mr. and Mrs., but she'd got 2 Misters. But she thought she'd bought a Mr. and a Mrs., but she'd actually bought a Mr. and a Mister. And hilarity ensued, Rich, as you'd imagine.
It's a classic misgendered tortoise conundrum, isn't it? We've all been there.
I mean, it's Hollywood 101. Name a film that isn't about that.
Exactly. Exactly. Titanic? Nope. If you read between the lines in Titanic, the subplot is clearly...
Leonardo was a tortoise.
Exactly. Exactly. Kate Winslet, if you rearrange the letters in her name, gibberish. Tortoises famously can't spell.
Can't spell.
So, yeah, it's a classic tortoise conundrum, the film Titanic.
Good.
Back to the Future Part 2. There's another film about tortoise. Tortoises. I don't know, D. I don't know.
I think it's tortoises.
Tortoises.
Can someone,
sounds about right.
one of the viewers, help us out? Forget Football Manager for a moment. What is the plural of tortoise? That's all we want in the comments. Just plural of tortoise. That's the only thing you need. Type. That's it.
I think based on the last 15 minutes or so, I think that the question just, can anybody in the audience help us? I think that's a valid question in itself.
Yeah. Should we try and put it on some sort of tracks?
Should we do our best to get it? I'd say back on there. Did it start on there?
No.
I think it started track adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's do
Parallel
our
to the
best.
track.
What you could say, Dan, we could make the compelling argument that we're both in a bit of a funny mood this evening.
Yeah.
Because of, hear me out here.
Go on.
Because of that fickle mistress, Football Manager 26. Oh, what are you like?
Yeah.
What are you like, you big old spreadsheet simulator?
Yeah.
You absolute fiend.
Just
because
the worst.
we've had our emotions toyed with this week, haven't we?
To say the least, Rich, to say the least, there have been the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and just a meddling amount of middles.
The sweet creamy middles, some might call them. Not me. I'm furious.
Yeah.
Actively furious about some of these middles I've experienced
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah,
Goodness gracious me. Yeah. Because we've both suffered a similar fate recently, haven't we?
Both
in fact,
losers.
Yeah, massive, ruddy bloody losers. You and I,
Yeah.
both within touching distance of victory. Both of us, but falling at the last hurdle because, of course, this week I finished season 1 of The Beautiful South. You finished season 3 of 26 in 26, a World Cup challenge. Talk to me, Dee. Talk to me about those urban bus drivers. Talk to me about what happened.
No, those bus drivers. Well, okay. Set the scene for you. Start of season 3. The season prior. Now, I'm loading up some spreadsheets and some various tabs. The season prior, season 2, we finished 8th. I was over the moon, right? The fact that we were considered a relegation battler and we managed to finish slap bang mid-table, chef's kiss. Couldn't be more pleased. And due to both of the teams in the Copa Chile final, both qualifying for the Libertadores, much like it does in the Premier League, like the place goes to the league and it all sort of shuffled down. So because we finished 8th, we got a slot in the Sudamericana. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. We're going to get a little bit of continental cash. Love that. It's going to help me spend some money. And, you know, who knows? Maybe we can build a bit of a team here. We can have a bit of fun. So I got to do in a little bit of transfer business, and I was pretty pleased with my signings. Kind of the most noteworthy players I would say that I managed to bring in. Got in a really good striker called where is he? Nicolas Guerra. And as far as his season for me went, 29 league appearances, 27 goals. Chef's kiss. Couldn't have been a better start to having a player play for you, I don't think. Bringing someone in and they just hit the ground running and score that many goals. Fell in love with him. And I was thinking, great, he's gonna do absolute bits for us. Signed a couple of other people. I signed Axel Prado, who is a Uruguayan left back, and I bring this up purely because your friend of mine, friend of the pod, lovely human being, the Goodyear, is a huge fan of Axel Prado. When he was doing his South American journey on FM24, he basically took Axel to every single team that he managed. And he was a stalwart for him, unbelievable left back. So I was like, oh, if you get a chance, look at him. So I did, and I signed him.
Sorry, signing the same player at every club you manage over a long-term save?
I know, Rich.
Gross.
You'd never do it.
I wouldn't dream of it, Dee.
No. We'll talk about Topovich in a bit.
Let's put his park that.
Yeah, we'll part that. But as things sort of progressed, we had a pretty good, start to life in that season. Now, for some reason, and I've noticed this, I don't know if it's a bug in FM. I think it is because I've seen a couple of other people bring this up. But in the Copa Chile, sponsored by Coca-Cola, we always get Colo Colo. So we play Colo Colo in the Coca-Cola, Universidad de Chile, and then another team. So we always have those two teams. Now, those of you who aren't familiar with the history of Chilean football, Colo Colo are arguably the most successful team in Chilean football history, and Universidad de Chile are flipping good. And that's the safest way I can phrase that. They're a very, very good team. They've got a lot of quality players. And for some reason, the Bus Boys love a draw in that competition. Love drawing it. So the first 3 games of actual competitive games, draw. Fine. It is what it is. The team are finding their feet. They're working out what they're doing. And then first league game of the season, we also have Colo Colo. So I played Colo Colo in the Copa Chile Coca-Cola competition. And then I also played Colo Colo in the Campeonato Itaú. There's a lot of C's there. But we got a good win. Lovely stuff. And this kind of helped our season sort of snowball. We had a very, very good run until we entered the Sudamericana. Now, I don't know if you suffered this with Feyenoord when you were doing, was it Champions League or Europa League you ended up in?
Champions League.
You were Champions League?
Yes, good. Champions League.
Did you notice continental hangover with your players?
I'm looking back at last season's results. Now, if you bear with me just a second, because
I'll bear with you.
Spoiler alert for those people that weren't hanging around too much prior. We didn't have a particularly good Champions League campaign. Once we qualified proper, I'm looking here. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay.
Go on.
Now, we played, of the 8 Champions League group games we played, we didn't do particularly brilliant in the Champions League. But there were only 2 occasions where we did not win the following league game after a Champions League game, which inevitably
Interesting.
we lost. So we were a lot better in the league
Right.
post Champions League fixture.
Okay. Interesting. Because I notice when I look at my fixture schedule after every Sudamericanan game, which we lost, and I say that, we lost all but one, which we drew. So we got 1 point in our group. The game afterwards, we also lost.
Ah.
Yeah. So there was and it was pretty much, I mean, if I look at the schedule, pretty much as we stopped being in the Sudamericana, wins. Wins, couple of draws, wins. So we failed in the continental competition. It's not the one that I want. If anybody that's ever been in the stream and knows what I'm trying to do with it, obviously said it's the 26 and 26. 21 nations that have hosted and won a World Cup, plus the 5 continentals. Fine. It is what it is. We're seeing how we're getting on with stuff. Hopefully, it all goes well. But, yeah, now that we got knocked out of the continental, fine. We're all safe. We're all good to go. We start prattling through some of the season, and it starts going really, really well. And things start getting very close at the top. We get to... I'm going to say it's just after the midpoint. We played Everton de Viña del Mar, lost to them, but we were like sniffing distance at the top. And there was it's basically between us and Universidad de Chile. And we played them in the October. We beat them 1-0. And I was thinking, this is it. We're on. Oh my God, we're clear of them. This is it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Introducing the latest team to enter my nemesis arena, the team that I now hate more than any team in the world, and that includes the rivals of my beloved West Bromwich Albion, Cobresal. They are a small Chilean football side based somewhere, probably in a field, I don't care, where they beat me 4-3 with 2 games to spare, which moved me down to second. And at that point, Universidad de Chile decided, oh, well, we'll just win the league then, boys. Thanks for that. And despite us winning our remaining 2 fixtures, we finished second by 1 point. We got 65 points. They got 66. And I was so sad. so unbelievably upset that I didn't want to look at it because I was really hoping, and maybe I'm running before I'm walking, because when I did On the Med, things just kind of clicked and it worked. And I appreciate that. Obviously that was on 24, we're on 26 kind of a whole new game. It's a whole new understanding how the match engine works. You're progressing, you got to do what you got to do. But I was hoping, all right, cool, we can move on to a new division, new team, and have a bit of fun doing that, and see how we get on. But we missed it by 1 point, which really, really upset me. And on top of that, the sort of kicker in all of it is I was really hoping it was the end, because I had signed this incredible talent that a few people might be aware of on Football Manager, Tobias Andrada, Argentinian centre mid. I think I actually recommended him to you in your stream. I was like, if you have a look at him, because I think you can sign him sub 1 million. And as far as things go, attribute-wise, pretty well balanced. And I think he's like 18 at the start of the game, maybe 17. Really, really well balanced. And Juventus had signed him off me, or wanted to sign him off me. And I said, well, give me £1 million and a loan back for free. They said yes to it, and then they got shut down because they'd signed too many non-EU players. So I was like, all right, fine. Then they came back in with another bid of £1 million. And I said, well, you can have him at the end of the season then. And they went, yep, it's fine by us. So I'd got him for a whole season, the best centre midfielder that I've found so far in this game. And now I don't have him. And dare I say, season 4, just to kind of just sort of wrap that up. Obviously, I'm super disappointed with that. But season 4's been the most confusing season of FM I think I've ever played. Back to the Copa Chile. cannot win a game in the Coppa Chile to save my life. These are teams that are now technically worse than me. Like, I've got better players than Colo. I've got probably about on par with Universidad de Chile, playing them again, weirdly. And Union Española. Can't beat them. I can beat them in the league, but as soon as we play them in the cup, no chance. Doing relatively well in the league, but a couple of frustrating losses in there. But we're also in the Copa Libertadores because we finished second. And I thought, Libertadores, whatever, we're going to throw it away, like, bin it off. It's just another competition. Not going to worry about it. But in our group, we had Palmeiras, who are obviously a pretty well-known Brazilian team. They were actually in the IRL Libertadores final, which happened on Saturday. They lost 1-0, so, and we beat them, so arguably we could be able to win one, you know. Deportivo Cali, a Colombian team who I'm only familiar with because I'm certain I've signed about half a dozen Wonder Kids from them. And then a team from Venezuela called Deportivo Táchira, who I've never heard of. But we are top of our Copa Libertadores group. We finished top. So I can beat the best teams in South America, but I can't beat the team that is still bottom of the table, where they beat us 1-0 in a game where we had 18 shots and had an XG of 1.81 compared to their 0.19. So far, season 4 has really been starting to test my patience. It really has been starting to test my patience beyond belief. But that is the story of how the busboys didn't quite complete their route.
That's very good.
Yeah, there you go.
Great bit of business there. Well, it's not, but also the little roundup. It's gutting, isn't it? It's gutting. I'm hurt for you because if people are tuning in for the first time, they're not aware of the rules of Dee's save. You're not allowed to leave Chile until you have accomplished your goals. So it's not even like you can park it to one side
and come back
later. There is no later. It's now or it's never.
And I think that was an error on my on my part, because, and the only reason I did that is because, again, throwback to On the Med. I mean, fine, I achieved things relatively quickly in the grand scheme of things doing that save, but at the same time, I didn't stay around when I probably should have at a couple of clubs. Like, there were certain, when I went to Croatia and I got the Istra job, and I think I won the cup with them, but I missed out on the league like 3 years in a row. Again, I think I finished like second or third a couple of seasons, and it's like, in my head I was like, I should have stayed and finished the job there and like achieved that with them, and it would have been a different story. Would have changed the entire save, but it would have been an interesting thing to do. So for this one, I was like, no, you can't leave a country until you win the cup or the top league. So once again, I'm out of the cup. 3 years in a row, I finished bottom of my group, and. Well, 4 years in a row because I've had the same teams every year. So it's you know, I've got to win the league this year. And if I somehow miraculously manage to win the Libertadores, I still can't leave if I don't win the league, because I have to complete Chile, and Libertadores doesn't tick that off. So I think I'm trapped in Chile. There are worse places to be trapped, I'm sure, but yeah, that's how my week's been.
Yeah, I feel for you. It was one of those. I was there for the kind of the tail end of that season 3, and people in the chat. But it's fun. You like Chile? Like, I don't. I want to go.
It's all right.
It's
fine.
Okay, but there are other. Dare I say 26 other places to go.
I've got things to do. I've got stuff to get on with. I've
Busy
got to go
boy.
Again, here's just a little bit of an insight into sort of how the saves develops, because obviously anybody that's sort of thinking about the save, you might be thinking, okay, well, Australia and New Zealand hosted the Women's World Cup in 2023, I want to say it was. So how are you going to achieve New Zealand? Well, bright spark over here. If I win the Australian A-League with one of the New Zealand teams in that, it ticks off both.
There you go.
But if I win it with an Australian team, it only ticks off one. So I have to get... So again, and apparently the New Zealand teams in Australia are rubbish. So, so I need to wrap up Chile so I can at least go maybe there, get a job at Wellington Phoenix or something like that, and then try and speed run the A-League. I may have made an error, Rich.
It's all going to be okay. What we have to remember in these situations, dear, is that there are saves.
Yeah.
And we can do with them as we please.
So true.
So maybe. But at the same time, do you want to be a big smelly cheater? Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to being a big smelly cheater.
I think it's a great idea. I'm all for it.
We all remember Holsworthy. That was basically cheating done properly.
Can we incorporate some kind of wheel?
I mean, when I'm driving a bus, I've already incorporated a wheel.
There you go, you see. There you go. See, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Famously, the wheels on the bus go round and round.
All day long, I hear. Which is a lie, because I live quite close to a bus depot, and at night they all get tucked into bed and they go to sleep. So all day long, no. Portion of the day, absolutely.
A large portion of the day, sure.
Yeah. It was my child's first word when we walked past that bus depot one evening, and he saw them there, and he looked at them, and he went, "Liar."
Liars. All of them. Is that how your youngest spoke with that sort of...
So what he says now. It's literally all he'll say.
Because everyone liars.
Yeah. Especially if you're a parked bus. It's furious at you.
Yeah.
It's 10 now, but it's still.
I mean, fair play to him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, we've dwelled on my heartbreak. Rich, come join me in the sad corner. Think of it. I feel like at the moment I am in a nightclub where everybody is hooking up and having a great time they're with their pals. They're on the dance floor. Everyone's having a great time, and I'm sat by myself, with my warming pint of beer. Rich, come and join me in the sad corner, because you've also had a torrid time. Well, I say torrid.
You say torrid?
Comparatively, I feel like you've had a much nicer year. But at the same time, there was a sad.
There was a sad. It was a very, very strange sad, because as people know, it's the hope that kills you.
Oh, it really is.
And what Football Manager did to me this week was it gave me hope. And it was drip feeding me little bits of hope here and there. We were coming towards the end of season 1, and it had been up and down. As I say, we absolutely stunk in Europe, and realistically speaking, Dee, we should never have got to the group stages.
Sure.
We were quite fortunate. So Feyenoord finished 3rd in the Eredivisie last season in real life, so we had to go through 2 qualifying rounds to get to the group stage proper in the Champions League. And realistically speaking, I probably shouldn't have made it. We were very, very lucky against old foes from the former save, the old enemy from What's the Story, former glory, Benfica. We shouldn't have got past them, realistically speaking. They should have knocked us out. But we got through, stunk it up in Europe. But if anything, the anti-hangover, because it turned out our form in the league was actually quite good. So we won 6 of the 8 league games following like a midweek Champions League game. And we weren't trying to. It's not like we went all guns because of the financial benefits of winning in the Champions League. But We did quite well. Had a little wobble around December time, as is often the way in your season.
Sure.
Little kind of, wintry wobble. But then we started to turn it round, and at this point, Ajax were doing very well in the league. They were starting to open a bit of a gap between us and them. We started picking up points quite quickly. Ajax started dropping a few points. We got to the end of March, and we realised that Ajax were 4 points ahead of us in the table. But the first game of the final stream on Thursday night was against Ajax. And I kind of put it to the room. I was like, look, if we beat Ajax at home, we're a point behind them. Anything can happen in those final games of the season. If we win and just keep putting pressure on them, anything can happen. So we booted up the save Thursday night, game 1, Ajax, beat them 1-0 at home. Yeah, man, everyone's delighted. I am happy. Big Franquilino, who, by the way, speaking of players that, like you, just hit the ground running, I looked at the numbers before, as you were chatting about the bus drivers. 19 in 25 in the league for Franquilino season 1. Absolutely phenomenal.
Really
Love
good.
Him. Love him to death. He scores. We win 1-0. Suddenly, we are a point behind Ajax. And I'm thinking, now, you know what? Now there's a chance. We've put our destiny in our own hands. All we have to do is try and keep winning, keep putting pressure on Ajax. And that is what we did. We won our next game against Volendam. We won our next game against NEC. This is fantastic. Do you know what's really, really frustrating here? A slight spoiler for the rest of the recap of the season. We kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clean sheets in a row during
That's
this run,
unheard of.
which is disgusting. If there's one thing I've been struggling with, it's clean sheets. It hadn't been happening. I was conceding
checking
one a
mine
game,
now.
sometimes 2, but just keeping clean sheets seemed to be really, really difficult. I didn't notice it at the time, but looking back on it now, there's a whole lot of zeros there going in my favour. We also had a Dutch Cup final in that run as well, which was very exciting, against NAC Breda, who, ironically, were the last team at this point that had handed us a league defeat. They beat us 1-0 away from home at the start of March. And I was like, hey, this is the warm-up for the cup final. Oh, we've lost. Oh, no. That's not the warm-up we were hoping for. But we beat them 3-0 in the Dutch Cup final midway through this. And I was thinking at the start
First
of the
official FMT trophy as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much, Larnick. I appreciate it. Well done, me. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Very delighted to have won it. But
Unless
it was
Stakes
almost...
won loads of things.
Stakes probably won a million things.
Yeah.
When he comes back, he'll tell us all about them. The first pod back with Stake would be him listing his many accomplishments. Gorgeous. Exquisite commentary skills. Beautiful voice. Just fundamentally good human being. God, I hate him. I don't. I love him dearly. He's a wonderful, wonderful pal.
Best.
We won the Dutch Cup. Had the league form not been going as well as it had, I'd have been a lot happier about it. But because we were still there or thereabouts in the league, I was like, this has got my attention. Had we lost to Ajax in that first game, or had we not won that first game, the league was done. We were never going to pull it back. And we could have just won the cup final and been happy. But we had the audacity to keep doing well in the league. And then we played the weekend. We won again. Big 3-0 win. And I think it was at that point, I think you and the other people in the chat, people just start going, Rich, look at the league table. Look at the league table.
I remember me sort of out of nowhere just going, Rich, look at the table.
Because Ajax dropped points. I was a big old hypothetical. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if they did? And then they did. They dropped points. And because of my winning ways, we were a point behind. We were 2 points clear. 2 points clear of them. Suddenly, I'm in the driving seat. Suddenly, it's just about matching their results. And that puts a very, very different perspective on it when you're the one that has to it doesn't matter what you do. It's just about matching what they do. You don't have to win to keep pressure on them. You just have to, if they lose, you lose. Nothing happens. It's very, very weird, especially coming into the end of the season. 3 games to go. We play Fortuna Sittard. We beat them 1-0 away from home. It's a bit wonky. It's not my favourite game of all time. But we won. In hindsight, another clean sheet. We then have arguably the toughest game of the run-in, AZ Alkmaar, who
Yes.
are quite a competent team. I think it's fair to
Pretty good.
in the context of the
I think
Eredivisie.
they're like the fourth of the fourth
Yeah.
best, right?
Yes.
The fourth of three.
Yes, I think that's fair. You could say the big three would be Ajax, PSV, and Feyenoord, and then AZ Alkmaar are. I would say I think that's a fair assessment. Beat them 4-0, absolutely smashed them, ran them off the park. We are in the form of our lives. At this point, as I say, this is our seventh consecutive clean sheet. It is the only game since that Ajax game where we won 1-0 that we haven't scored 3 goals or more. And like, we are cooking. All we had to do to win the title, D, was take a trip to PEC Zwolle. Little trip away from home on the last day of the season. 2 points ahead of Ajax, knowing that all we have to do is draw. And we do the double season 1.
Yeah, remarkable stuff.
Exactly. I was ecstatic because I didn't think it was going to happen. And we talk about that little drip feed of hope, don't we? We talk about that little drip feed of hope that Football Manager gives you. All I needed was a point on the last day of the season against a team that they weren't going to get relegated. I think there was something ridiculous, like maybe 14th in the table. So average. May as well have not been there.
Okay, Rich.
It's okay, D. We're among friends, aren't we? We lost 1-0. We lost 1-0 on the last day of the season. Shoulder Shortire, D. Shoulder Shortire. Or, if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Shoulder Shortire.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember him? Remember him? Apparently, he was a bit of a wonder kid back in a few FMs back.
I had him at Rochdale on FM23. I had him for a season and a half. And the half season, because it's a lie, he's not very good in FM. He's a wonder kid. No, he's not. Yeah,
he
massive
is
quotation marks.
A bit rubbish is what he is Shoulder Shortire. He is now, by the way, he's now moved to a Cypriot club at the end of the season. He got run out of town.
Oh, wow.
We lose 1-0, and I'm looking back at the match stats now. Nope, that's a game against Spurs. That's a different fixture entirely, Richard.
Game.
Here it is. Yeah, 15 shots. We only managed 4 on target, which is unforgivable considering how prolific we'd been in the run-up to that. At this point, by the way, we've got Big Francolino, who's on like 19 odd goals. He's been insatiable since she joined the club. We had our Japanese striker, Udaya, as well, who, again, I looked at him at the start of the save and I said to myself, I don't know if this is a man that's going to score me the goals that I'm going to need to contend for titles. 22 goals and 12 assists he bagged for me that season, playing as a poacher, which apparently is his favourite role, but he's not got the attributes to do it, which is ever so weird, because poacher, on the shoulder of the last man, dead fast, 13 acceleration and 13 pace, don't scream, just blitzing. Like, when you think of poachers, I think Jamie Vardy, on the shoulder of the last man, breaking free, doing a madness. He's not got that in abundance. He's 12 assists, 10 passing, 12 vision. Like, it makes no sense, but he just scored goals for fun for me all season. The two of them could not break this goddamn Zwolle defence down. And then, in the 76th minute, Shoulder bloody Shortire just breaks the line, dinks the keeper, and makes it 1-0. Threw everything forward, did everything we possibly could. Couldn't get that equaliser. Ajax won their fixture and beat me to the league title by a point. I was so deep, and I say was, still am, quite frustrated by that as a set of circumstances.
Yeah.
It reminded me, back on FM24, doing What's the Story, Form, Glory, managing Ajax, ironically, of all clubs, PSV in that save. PSV were alarmingly good and won something ridiculous like about 16 games on the spin my first season in Holland, and then beat me to the title on the last day. Similar circumstances. I thought, there's no way it's happening again. And then the exact same thing happened again. Season one in the Netherlands. I wasn't expecting to win the league title. We all have those games, don't we? You're managing the underdog going into a fixture and you say, I would bite your hand off here for a point, and then you go out and you play phenomenally. You come away with a point and you go, why didn't I win 3? I was wrong to talk myself out of a big 3 points there. I was wrong to do it. And that was exactly how it felt with Feyenoord at the end of that season. Such a devastating experience. But again, name me another game that can make you feel that way. There aren't many. There really aren't many.
It's the, I suppose, what we're victim of, I suppose, if any, is the FM comes with those highs and lows, doesn't it? I mean, I know, I suppose one thing we get to see a lot of different stories through Twitch, not just obviously watching other people stream their adventures, but in our chats as well, getting little save updates from the viewers and stuff like that. And it's when you hear I know there have been people experiencing way worse things than what we've had, because we basically bottled, I think, is harsh. I think bottled would maybe be harsh to describe it as a bottling, but people getting relegated and things like that, and getting the sack in their saves or struggling with stuff. But yeah, it is the beautiful and ugly side of FM, is that it does just have that ebb and flow of it. Can make you feel amazing and then make you feel so rubbish just immediately as well. One thing that's been like really frustrating me now, obviously we've started season 4, one thing that has frustrated me beyond belief is I've improved said team with just like arguably like the firepower that I've brought in is alarmingly good. And I'm going to do it before I get into this. I'm going to do a mini shout out for Dave Hull FC, another streamer on Twitch. He's doing Morecambe. I've only done this because he did it, but I've been paying attention more to my XG in games, because I wasn't really paying that much. I'd acknowledge it a little bit, but I wasn't paying that much attention. I'm looking at like games where we've drew 1-1 this season against Huachipato. They got a 0.76 XG with 1 goal. We had an XG of 2.35 with 1 goal. If I move to, I'm going to go to another random one. I'm going to go to this draw. Let's see what this draw's got coming for me. Okay, that one's not that bad. But this season, I'm noticing with a lot of fixtures, like the XG, at least with my team, does not match the performance that the team have put in. And it's these, I don't know, it's just this ongoing battle. Okay, I found, Colo, drew with Colo. Arguably bottled that game. XG of 3.25. We scored 2 goals. And it's those little things in the game as well, I think, can really hurt your feelings. Right? And again, I don't know if it's just FM26 has been a bit like this. I didn't notice it that much in FM24. Maybe because, again, FM24 was that culmination of many years of basically breaking the same match engine down and learning how it works to eventually get to a point where you go, I know how you work, and I know how to make you do what I want you to do, and get the results and have a lovely time and win lots of trophies. Wonderful stuff. Apart from at Ajax, But then that was a whole new game. Try and work out how to make my team rubbish. But this game, I really struggled with that kind of that dominance and trying to like make a team great. I would argue say I noticed it a little bit at Brighton as well, because Brighton, again, kind of in a moment of throwback, I think, did we both finish in the same position in the league?
I think we did. Yeah.
We both finished 4th, right?
We both finished 4th, yeah. But you had better cup runs than me.
I got to a final of a cup.
Well, yeah, of course.
But got absolutely hooned in that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's weird. I don't know. There's something I'm trying to get my head around with maybe FM26 is that there feels like there is a difference, a huge difference between tactics and how things work in this game. And I haven't been in the game enough to work out how to make it do what I want it to do at the moment. Maybe you've experienced things different at Final because you've had more success, I would argue.
To an extent, but it's still I'm still tweaking. You know, we've talked about this before. I'm still tweaking. I'm looking back at the season 1 results, and I think there's a very clear picture of when we started to shift things around a little bit, like in terms of, like, you know, changing the tactic, moving to 2 up top instead of just a single striker with 2 attacking midfielders behind her. You can see when they've come into effect, and then moving into season 2 for me as well. I've made another couple of changes, just in terms of where I'm playing certain players in the team, and it's already having, I think, an improvement in season 2. Ironically, we've been nowhere. We haven't kept a clean sheet. Now, spoiler alert: I did pre-season, and I finished the summer transfer window offline.
Sure. Yeah.
So we have played. I'm having a quick count here. We've played 4 Eredivisie games, and we haven't kept a clean sheet in any of them, which is quite bizarre. Now, we've conceded 1 goal every game. You know, it's not like we're getting 3 or 4 put past us, but we've conceded 1 a game. Now, my defence is the one thing I didn't really change very much. You know, I've still got the same starting 4 defenders that I had in season 1, season 2. A couple of little injuries here and there, but for the most part, it's been the same 4 defenders lining up. But I think we're creating a lot more chances. Like, I've just gone back and looked at some of the XG, and I think we've drawn. Spoiler alert again. We've drawn 1, won 3.
Nice.
And the games that I've won one game 5-1, the next game 3-1, and the other game 4-1. So we are creating chances and we are scoring goals, which is always good. And then we drew 1-1 with Go Ahead Eagles. And in terms of the attack, all I've done is I've taken, again, it's a very similar starting 11 to what I had last season, but I've switched 2 players around in the system. And I know you mentioned we're going to talk about him later. Weirdly enough, Dee, would you believe it that I did throw £18 million at Luka Toplivic? And after...
At this point, Rich, I feel like we need an intervention at some point.
No.
I feel like you are in some ways addicted to Luka Toplivic.
I'm not, though. I could quit Luka Toplivic whenever I want. Look, if you're trying to imply that I've got some kind of infatuation with, like, a Slovenian teenager that doesn't know I exist, it's a very weird parasocial relationship that me and Luka have. It's very, very weird. Last season, I had him on loan, and I was using him as one of the 2 centre mids in, like, my midfield diamond, with old big Sem Steen kind of behind the strikers. And I've just switched them over. I've dropped Sem Steen back a little bit, and I've moved Luka Toplivic up a little bit higher. And he's already on 4 goals for the season, which is amazing.
Nice.
So that's been working really, really well. I've had a little look at me transfers, and it does feel very much like I took not winning the league quite personally. Because I went for it in the transfer market. Fortunately, we were reading through the notes from one of the last patches before we went live this evening. One of the notes say they've improved the way the AI teams managing Saudi clubs make approaches for your players. I mean, yes, they do, but also in a much realer sense, no, they don't, which has been quite pleasant for me.
Yeah.
I made so many free signings. Jonas Wind, everyone,
Lovely.
FM cult hero Jonas Wind. We all like Jonas Wind. Yves Bissouma from Spurs was available on a free, so I thought, why not? Shout out to those that remember the heady days of the Tony Jameson Discord server. The OG for me, Scandi Triple Crown, starting with Odds Ball Club. Joshua Kitalono, one of the Kitalono brothers. Love him. Wow. Came in from Sparta on a free for me. some lad from PSV's youth academy that apparently might be okay in the future. They all came in on free transfers. Saudi Arabian clubs, God bless them, came in, and the other thing about managing a club like Feyenoord is you don't realise just how many players you have out on loan in the world. They all come flooding back in. You go, well, I don't need any of you. Do you know who does need them, Dee? Mid-tier Saudi Arabian clubs. They are desperate for them.
Oh, that's all they ask for. Constantly
This is
ringing
it.
me. Have you got any players in the Dutch league? I don't even manage there.
Yeah. Like what? £10 million for Algerian defensive midfielder Ramiz Zakouri, who's never kicked a ball for me. Yes, please. Saudi Arabian clubs cry. Don't mind if I diddly do.
Sold. Next buyer.
Yeah, sure. Oh, go on. Fine. You can have him. The big one for me was, and we talked about him earlier, Udea, the striker. Got Golden Boot winner in the Eredivisie obviously the season before with his 22 goals. Al Hilal and Man City both wanted him.
Oh.
City ended up accepting my negotiated deal of £57 million.
Pretty good.
Al Hilal agreed 47, and he went to bloody Al Hilal, didn't he?
Well, yeah, because they've got better wages.
Yeah, he's gone from earning about 12 grand a week to nearly £600,000 a week. So secure that bag, sir. You do you. So he left, and again, suddenly you have loads and loads of money. And then I was loath to spend money on players because I felt like I had it. There were other players available on frees, like the Esposito brothers.
Oh.
Steakbake loves Pio Esposito, but he's also Pio's got younger brothers who are also quite good. Maybe some of the older brothers too. One of the Espositos was available on free, and I felt like I had to spend some money, so I just turned him down because I didn't need two strikers. And I was like, I've got all this cash.
Yeah.
I need to spend some cash. So I found this lad called Leon Gergic, which he looks
GRGIC?
GRGIC, that's the boy.
Yeah. Gergic.
No relation to Jerry Gergic, who's from a TV show I can't remember. But I know his name. I know his surname is Gergic.
No idea.
That's going to annoy me now until it comes to me. It will come to me eventually.
Lieutenant Gerg,
the big G. So I've brought him in, and he's an interesting one because I scouted him last season, and the scout reports all came back with D. Just last resort signing. Don't do it. Signed him. They're like, best signing you've ever made, isn't he? Fantastic. And stole a child from AZ Alkmaar's youth academy who's really good. Rayan Atikala is a centre-back, and he looks very, very good, and he's only 20, and he's Dutch as well, and I need more players that were trained in the nation for European competitions. So they've come in. I've done all my reinforcements. I feel like Season 2 is going to be really, really good fun for me. I've still got loads and loads of money to spend if I wanted to spend it. I just don't need to at the moment.
I feel like you should.
I feel like it's just the thing to do. Ironically, the biggest Esposito, the really, really good one, Pio Esposito, he was interested. He would have cost me about £20 million, which is a bargain for how good he gets in FM. But his wage was the thing that really, really put me off. I'm trying to stay true to the existing wage budget at Feyenoord, because otherwise it can just get a bit silly, can't it?
Oh, yeah.
We've all been there. We all get kind of,
I'm Vic, I do it.
Yeah. We all get dragged in to a bit of a everyone here is on between £15,000 and £30,000 a week. Oh, you're going to sign a striker? You're going to give him 95 grand? Yeah, because he's really, really good at football. And then everybody else gets grumpy, and then that sets the precedent for them. So at the moment, Grgic is my top earner, and he's on 27,000, which for a club in the Champions League is pretty reasonable. Toplovic is on 26. I've got a couple of lads like Basuma's on 21. He was on 95 grand a week at Spurs last season. So all in all, I've tried to keep it relatively straightforward. Esposito wanted 55, and I was like, I can't all but double my next highest earner. I can't do it. So had to say no to him, which I feel is going to come back and bite me at some point in the future. But still, I'm liking your keeping an eye on the XG as an idea, though. That is, I'm
if you
leaning
value,
quite heavily into that.
If you value your mental health, which we are strong advocates of on Football Manager Therapy, honestly, never look at the XG table. Don't do it, because I will bring me back to mentioning Dave Hull managing Morecambe. I think he's in League One. I think he ended the season in 12th, but when he checked it, he was in 19th, and he looked at his XG, and apparently he should have been 3rd.
Yeah, it's a killer, isn't it? It just when you say
it's
it
enough
out
to make
loud,
me go, I don't want to play this save anymore.
it's heartbreaking, isn't it? It really is. Jeb used to say it in the network save all the time. XG doesn't exist. It's not real, because you'd look at a game and you'd score 5 goals and your XG would be like 1.9. You're like, well, that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Also, when it goes against you, it's really hard to just not be really, really sad about it, isn't it? So, but it's one to keep an eye out. I think it's an interesting metric by which to measure success, and I think it's one, and again, if your XG is very, very high but you're not converting your chances, it gives you a platform to build off. Well, why? What is going wrong? What are we not doing enough of?
Yeah. Someone please tell me why I'm not scoring more goals. Please. In the comments.
But just let us know. Let us know why we're bad. One thing I have found interesting is, again, going through those patch notes from last week's patch, chances of players shooting at the near post from tight angles. I'm seeing a lot less of that, and that's one of the first things it mentions in the patch notes. So maybe that's why I've started scoring a few more, because I've got fullbacks there. Both of my fullbacks, they get to the byline and just all I want them to do is just kick it really, really hard into the 6-yard box from the touchline.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see a little bit more of that now, rather than them having a shot generally towards the near post from a very, very tiny little angle there. So now that they're listing a little bit more, and I've got it on specific instructions for both my fullbacks as well. So whoever's playing that role, they know that their job is get to the touchline and just drill it in low and just
get it in the box,
get it in the mixer, and just see what happens. So it seems to be working. I'm quite happy with it as a set of circumstances. But I think, Dee, do you know what I really think? I think this season is our season. I think season 2 for me, season 4 for you. Come back in about 3 weeks' time, we're both just sat here going, what a terrible season that was. Right, season 3 and season 5. Come on.
Yeah. No, next episode will be we go, it all went wrong, Rich. It didn't work. My players forgot what goals were. I hope so. I really hope so, because it can be, again, look, I suppose a big caveat for this is we are doing it as a stream save for entertainment purposes, but I do understand this thing happens in everyone's saves, right? So it is it is proper heartbreaking. I would be very curious to know of any similar experiences our viewers have had, or listeners, either replying to us, Twitter, YouTube comments, all those sorts of things. But I'd be curious to know what's the biggest heartbreak you've experienced in an FM, other than something like getting relegated with a team, because those things can happen, like proper, like almost had it and then it got took away, because
FM does it to you. FM does it to you. Yeah. Like those moments, it always makes me think of Juventus on FM24 for me, getting everything set up for a successful season, and then my director of football screwing the pooch, offering one of my players a contract for 135 grand a week and destroying my wage budget.
Which one of your kids did that?
It was...
Because your children are the board of directors.
Classic Seth.
Yeah.
Bloody...
I really upset him, didn't I, by calling him Seb. I'm sorry, Seth.
Oh no, we've leaned into the bit. I've been calling the wrong name all day. I'm like, Tim,
Brilliant.
What do you want to do later? He's like, well, it's not my name. I was like, who knows what your name is?
It doesn't matter.
But no, those are the moments where just everything crumbles and falls apart.
Yeah.
And it's devastating because, like I said earlier, there aren't many games that can do it to you in the way that Football Manager does. So yeah, if you've had your heart broken by Football Manager, talk to us about it. Pause the video now, do a little comment underneath this video if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, however you're listening, pause it, send us a tweet, hop on the Discord, tell us about your heartbreak, and we'll try and make you feel better about it. Promise we will. Goodness gracious me. I feel, you know what, I think we've lent into the therapy aspect tonight, Dee, and I feel better about it having talked to a friend about it.
Yes, same. I feel it's good. It's good to talk. It's good to talk through your grievances. Come join me in the sad part of the nightclub. Would you like a half-drunk Stella Artois or a cocktail that is a colour it shouldn't be?
A traditional nightclub enjoyer. I'm minesweeping the now tepid Guinness.
Nice.
Served piping hot, and somebody just let it. It's now room temperature Guinness.
It's not even worth it.
Hits different. Doesn't hit the same. It's not correct. It's just not correct. Dee, that feels very much like a podcast to me. I don't know about you. Feels lovely, nice and poddy.
It felt very poddy to me.
Yeah, it did. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Nice.
I've really enjoyed our chat tonight.
Me too. Before we wrap up completely, pal, if people want to find you online, watching your urban bus driver antics, where can they do so? Where can they find you?
They can find me on twitch.tv/dboyplays. That's where I'll be driving the buses around Chile, trying to not pick up passengers, but wins, and not drop off passengers, but goals. This extended metaphor is falling apart. Rich, if people want to watch you on the internet, though, what should they do? Where should they go? And how should they do it?
Twitch.tv/RichOwensFM. I'll be playing some Football Manager, managing Feyenoord. No, Season 2. And just doing my best. Just soldiering on and doing me ruddy bloody best. Exactly. It's all I can do. A bit of a hit and miss week this week. And I'm not going to be as consistent as I normally am, just because of social engagements and the like.
Sure.
So it's board of directors' birthday this week.
Yes.
My again air quotes long anticipated return to stand up this week as well, which giddy for.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. I know. So apparently there's word on the street that some people are getting quite close to 150,000 channel points over at twitch.tv/RichOwensFM. So I need to get some practice in, don't we? So that's this week. Don't threaten me with a good time. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get some practice in. Practice the funnies. So yeah, I'll just keep an eye. Social media, I'll put on there when I'm going to stream. I'm missing. I want to carry on. I feel like I've got a lot of momentum with the save. I'm really enjoying the save, which again sounds like a daft thing to say, considering it's something that I'm doing recreationally for entertainment purposes. But I'm enjoying myself doing it. It's really, really weird.
Yeah.
So I don't want to not. So the plan is, as much as possible in the immediate short term, come find us online. Also, Jeb, twitch.tv/Jebaroo. Go check out Jeb. He's a good boy.
Can I also do a very, very quick pod shout out to our former co-host and wonderful human being, Y Callum.
Oh, yes.
On two accounts. One, obviously, he's had some tremendous involvement with his new club, Stranraer and FM. But he also recently got interviewed on ITV, which is amazing, about FM and connections with streamers and stuff like that. Lovely read, lovely watch. Definitely worth checking him out as well with all those things.
Oh, yes.
Sharing the love.
Very much so. Go check out Callum. Honestly, I challenge any football clubs in the UK, in Europe, around any club around the world
Literally
to
all of them.
not get involved with Callum in some capacity and immediately fall in love with him. I bet you can't, because it just goes to show. Like, Slough brought him in with open arms. He's been managing Stranraer on FM for a month, if that.
If that, yeah.
And already they love him because, of course, they do, because he's just such a lovely boy. And you are right. It's really, really nice to see your friends doing well, and doubly nice for me to see a friend or somebody I know in the news without the piece ending with "this person remains at large." So great!
It's a huge bonus.
I was like, oh my god! Like
Callum's to be proud of.
Isn't it? That's lovely. What a treat! What a treat! This piece hasn't begun with him listing off his alleged crimes. This is fantastic. Wow, good for him. He signed Hamza Cargbo again, though. God, imagine signing the same players every club you go to. It's disgusting. You couldn't catch me doing it. Anyway, thanks, everybody, for watching, for listening, however you are consuming this podcast. We appreciate you enormously. This has been another episode of Football Manager Therapy, and there's nothing you can do about it. We will see you on the next one. Take care. Love you lots. Bye-bye. See, normally this is where Jeb would go, but he's not here, so.
I should have interrupted you. I'm sorry, Jeb.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Cuppy. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I tried for a little while. Hey, you know Cupburger. It's a mutual aid fund created by us, for us to take care of our needs. Folks have been applying for grants, getting paid out. Folks have been donating, giving us money every month. We're so grateful. This has been really cool work, and we've met a lot of need already. However, there are some projects that we've been wanting to address that are above our monthly cap allowance. So we've created special projects. And we're launching special projects. If you have a need that is more than our monthly allowance, get in touch. Admins will get in touch with you. We can help you set up a GoFundMe, and Cupburger will be paying out up to 50%. So these are just burgers that look like... Anyway, don't get distracted. Up to 50% of our income every month will be paid out to special projects who we have partnered with until those projects' needs are met. Meaning, you may see new chat commands in chat that tell you to go direct to a GoFundMe if you want to give someone money. That's because they're a Cupburger partner, and Cupburger is working with them to fulfill their crowdsourcing needs. Special projects, now a part of Cupburger. Give money. Apply. Cupburger. Have a great day. Bye.